That was beautiful, Paulette. Yay, and beautiful, Susan. Wonderful. Oh, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Williamsburg Spiritual Center. So grateful that you guys could be here today, and so grateful for all of you who are watching from home. What a blessing that we are all together in spirit. So please let's stand for our opening song. We have a new one today. It's the month of April, so we have a new song.
Inside my heart, the spirit
seated. Oh, so wonderful, so wonderful. What a beautiful day. We've got tulips in here, and I have heard our tulips are blooming out front. Woo! Yay. You think so? Yeah, maybe so. Oh, let's just take a nice deep breath and just feel that spirit flowing in us, just all around us, and connect with that loving spirit that is within all living things. Whew. Oh, wow, that love and that light of the Spirit of God flowing through us, that Christed being that we are, our true selves. And we greet and we honor sweet spirit, loving spirit that many call God. We honor today. We are so grateful for the love and the light that you are, that flows through us, our true selves. We honor and we greet the spirit of this land and the ancestors of this land. And we thank you for sharing your land with us. And we thank you for the wisdom and the knowledge that you share with us. We are truly blessed. We greet and we honor our ancestors. Thank you for the wisdom and the knowledge that you share with us. We are truly blessed. Because of you, we are here. We honor and we greet our beautiful helping and healing and animal spirits that are with us all the time. We thank you for the wisdom that you share with us and the guidance that you share with us. And we know all of you beautiful people on the web of life share your love and your light with all of us. And we share ours with you. We are one. We are one on the web of life. We are one on the web of the universe. We are one on the web of the cosmos. We are blessed to be here today. We are blessed views at home watching with us today. We are one in spirit. And for that, we thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. So we have another song to sing. And when we stand to sing that song, let us greet each other with the Christ in me greets the Christ in you. Because we know that that is truth. We know that that is who we truly are. So let us stand and greet each other. Honor the Christ in each one of us and honor the Christ in the other. Christ in me greets the Christ in you. Christ in me greets the Christ in you. Christ greets the Christ in you. Christ in me greets the Christ in you. So let us sing our next song. I've got Peace Like a River. And we are peaceful today.
Like a river, I've got peace.
we got peace, and we got joy, don't we? So let us together say our Unity Williamsburg Spiritual Center affirmation. This is who we are. Together, Unity Williamsburg Spiritual Center is a radiant center of divine light, light, and love. We are a thriving, prosperous spiritual community that honors the divine presence in all and celebrates our oneness through loving service in our community. And so it is. And this is the first of the month, so we have a slightly different adapted Lord's Prayer. So let us read that together. Loving Creator, we honor you, and we honor all that you have made. Renew the whole world in the image of your love. Give us what we need for today and a hunger to see the whole world fed. Strengthen us for what lies ahead. Heal us from the hurts of the past. Give us courage to follow your call in this moment. For your love is the only power, the only home, the only honor we need in this world and in the world to come. Amen. That's beautiful. Yes. So our next song is Love is My Decision by Daniel Nemad. So please let's stand and sing that song together.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give up my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to stop. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. To stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. Up to me to dance down that road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now.
Yay. Thank you. Got a lot of beautiful voices out there. So nice to hear you all. Yeah, wonderful. So now is a wonderful opportunity to welcome those that have been here for the first time. If anyone would like to raise your hand and introduce yourselves, please do so. If you've been here for the first time. Yes, sir.
I'm Scott Sherwood, our first time. Hello, everyone.
Welcome, Scott. Welcome. Oh, Stephanie, welcome. Welcome. Yay. Anyone else who'd like to raise a hand? All right. Today we have a treat. Donna Drozda's here today, one of our favorite people. We are so blessed to have you here today and share your beautiful stuff with us. Yeah, we just love you. She's our favorite person, our favorite friend that comes. Yeah. So it's an opportunity now to prayer for those that you wish to hold in your heart, and we will say a prayer together in just a minute. I just wanted to give you guys an update on Reverend Jan. She is, they're taking care of her back pain, trying to help her get that situated, and she is resting comfortably. And so just keep her in your hearts and keep her in your thoughts and prayers, that she is moving along, progressing in a very positive way. So if you'll pray that for us. And also for the folks that are over in Ukraine, those in the surrounding areas, we hold that area in our heart and all those people there. And I just pray, seeing the love and the light from the web of life, everyone praying in that area and see it lighting up with healing and love and peace and all those surrounding. Allow it to flow through our heart, to flow through their hearts. And if there's anyone that you have, that you wish to hold in your heart, that you need prayers for, you wish prayers for. Also, we have our prayer box. You can put in there something after the service. And our prayer chaplains will add it to their prayer list. Those of you at home, hold in your heart someone you wish. Could be yourself. And know that we're all praying for the highest and best. So let us say our prayer together. As we center ourselves in one presence and one power, we realize that our thoughts have the power to heal and bless. We send them out now, carrying love, peace, joy, and life to situations and celebrations that we hold now in our hearts. Thought by thought and prayer by prayer, we transform the world. Amen. So now is my opportunity to invite up our platform assistant, Jude Eastman, and she'll be sharing some things.
Good morning.
Morning.
Our daily word for today is inner peace. I'll read the affirmation once and then have you read it with me. I think peace. I feel peace. I am peace. And together,
I think peace. I feel peace. I am peace.
Peace lives in my heart, at the place within me where all appearances of separation dissolve. I feel only peace, only God, only oneness. This peace is mine, part of my divine inheritance. I carry it with me through every experience, every moment of the day. Nothing can destroy or even disturb my peace when I invite the divine presence, the Christ of my being, to be my constant guide. A passing of thought of worry, fear, or anger is a reminder to breathe, to release negative energy, to embrace peace. I feel renewed when I meditate, enjoy a walk in a peaceful garden, or take a moment to appreciate natural beauty wherever I find it. My indwelling peace manifests all around me as beauty, harmony, and bliss. And from Psalms 29:11, may the Lord give strength to his people. May the Lord bless his people with peace. We have an additional reading from the central teaching of Buddha. Hatred never ceases by hatred, but by love alone is healed. This is an ancient and eternal law. And now, our wonderful Donna Drozda, our friend, the artist, the author, the award-winning, we just love her. She's going to speak with us on Sit Still with Restlessness. Okay. Can I be heard?
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. It's so great to be here. I want to thank Reverend Jan. I want to thank Reverend Ginny. I want to thank Reverend Denise and the board of Unity for offering us this beautiful place to come and sit and sense into our restlessness. I'm Donna Drozda. I gave myself the name Iona many, many years ago when I felt like people were pulling on me a lot. And they wanted things from me, and they needed things from me. And one day someone was very, very angry with me. They were really, really wrathful. And I looked around the space that I was in, which happened to be a gallery that I owned, and so my paintings were on the wall. And I thought, all these people can come in and buy my work and take it home and enjoy it, and that's really lovely. So they own a Drozda. It's time that I own a Drozda too. So I gave myself the name Iona. It's my artist's name. I invite you to give yourself a name that really lets you feel your sense of power. I come 4 times a year to Unity to share a message that bridges new thought, unity, and many forms of new thought with Buddhism. Tibetan Buddhism particularly. I went to Tibetan Buddhist school for 12 years. It's harsh. It's very, very no nonsense. It really puts you through your paces in a most loving way. It's like the good mother, the tough love that really makes us grow up. As a matter of fact, one of my Buddhist teacher's favorite mantras for Westerners is O Soha, which is often repeated, O Soha, but it's O Soha, grow up. This is a lovely mantra. You can carry with you wherever you go. And what it does is it bridges you out of the tendency that we have to pity ourselves and our situation. It's never quite enough, is it? We're never enough, there's never enough, and so on and so forth. And so in Buddhism, we're taught to sit with that. So my talk today, my overarching theme for this year is when the going gets rough. Here we are. The going has gotten rough. And so what we want to do is use our tools. And currently, every spring I run an online course that's called Emerge and See, because it is an emergency. Each spring we come forth and we get to be new. We get to sing new songs, we get to have things in new orders, and we get to feel fresh. We get to feel like, what if I never met you before and I let you be new? What if I was curious about you and I asked you questions? How did you come to be here? Without you giving me a lot of pity stories, you would tell me that this happened and this happened and this and this got me here. And when we are allowing ourselves to see when the going gets rough, that we can sit with the roughness, which is actually what the Buddha offered us an opportunity to learn to do, and that is to just sit still. It's one of the hardest things we'll ever do. Just sit still. In Buddhist practice, the big guys, the ones who really have devoted their lives to learning what the Buddha taught, which is basically the Christ consciousness, the Buddha nature, they're very interchangeable. It's like, give everybody a break. You know, stop thinking you have knowledge about somebody and act as if you've just met them, and be curious about them and be open to them, instead of deciding that they're from this camp or they're from this camp and I'm from that camp, and so, you know, we can never come together. We're in a really exciting place on the planet, and from a Buddhist perspective, it's so cool because you chose to come here at this time. You decided, out of all of the places you could have landed in the universe, you decided to come to the Earth School, and you decided to see what you could do. Now, because you're sitting in this building at this time, I'm going to assume that you are what the Buddha practitioners refer to as a bodhisattva. You can be a bodhisattva, ta-da, or you can be a bodhisattva, I think that sounds interesting. You can be a bodhisattva in the making. A bodhisattva is somebody who chooses to come to be born, to come to the earth, so that they can help to release the suffering and the causes of suffering that so many of us all experience living in this dense, three-dimensional plane. There's a lot of gravity pushing down on us all the time. And so in Buddhist school, we learn to sit with the heaviness. And there's so many different practices and so many different empowerments. You'll go to a retreat for a weekend or a week or a month in the big guys' school, big girls' school, the nunneries, the monasteries. I had a Buddhist teacher come and stay at my house once who had just come in from Tibet. It's a hard place to live. There's a lot of hard places on the planet to try to live right now. We're extraordinarily privileged. Whoa, I mean, this is really off the charts. Well, the coffee maker didn't work this morning. In our home, we say, that's a real first world problem, you know? We have a lot of first world problems. But in Tibet, which is, you know, it's the highest elevation on the planet, and when you go there and you visit the monasteries, or the nunneries, which are very, very poverty-stricken, you have people who are bodhisattvas. They've dedicated their entire life to sitting with the restlessness of the planet and feeling how possible it is to transmute the restlessness of the planet. So I want to share with you one of the practices and one of the tools that are offered that anybody can practice, and you practice it in a way that it's like yoga. You know, you don't want to stretch any further than you can today because you don't want to pull a muscle or hurt yourself. So you just go as far as you can go. So this is a practice called Tonglen, T-O-N-G-L-E-N, Tonglen. You can Google it, you can look it up, and you can really gain more insight about it. I'm going to give you the short form. I'm going to imagine that everybody in this room and everybody listening and anybody who will pick this information up later, I'm going to assume that you decided to come to the earth because you knew in your heart and in your soul you had some kind of an awareness that you were going to be able to help relieve suffering and the causes of suffering. Now, for the most part, that means that you're going to have to go through some suffering yourself so that you can have compassion, so that you're not just there, you'll get over it, so that you really can feel into the suffering and the causes of suffering that come with being on the third dimensional plane. Heavy, dense, a lot of weight on your shoulders. Pretty soon. You don't exist. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows your name. I need a website. I need YouTube. That's what I need. I need YouTube. Well, in Buddhism, they'd say, just sit still. You're very restless. Put your feet flat on the floor might be an offering. And when you put your feet flat on the floor, your soles are touching the earth. Buddhism is a lunar calendar practice. Buddhism follows the cycles of the moon. And they see the moon as feminine, as a divine mother. And they see every living being as a mother of the world, a good mother, a tough mother. And so if you chose to be born now, you're basically hate to lay this on you, but you basically chose to be a leader. It's a position that you choose for yourself, that you will walk out of this space knowing in your heart that you could do better in any given situation. You could be of help. So Tonglen is a really powerful practice. And it's just like a sport. It's just like when we lift weights, when we run, when we take on any discipline, we have to practice. So if we're born to help relieve suffering and the causes of suffering, we can donate to a cause. We can work at the food bank. We can find all different kinds of ways to be engaged. In Buddhism and in New Thought, we really want to start with our energy. We want to start with our own energy. Like, we're not broken, we're not needing to be fixed, and we're in a position. Course in Miracles says those who temporarily have less assist those who temporarily have more assist those who temporarily have less. So if you walk out of here today and you realize that there's a lot of roughness out in the world right now, there's a lot of static, there's a lot of jumping the track where, maybe we'll sit in meditation and practice Tonglen, but then we get up and we turn on the news and we watch the news. And so then our vibrational field, our energy gets kind of confused. We call it jumping the track. We'll spend some time, oh yeah, I meditate every morning. Oh yeah, I pray. Oh yeah, I believe this. Oh yeah, I believe that. But then we get mesmerized by the outside world and the drama and the trauma of the outside world. So in Buddhism and in New Thought unity, we're taught, start here first. Come back home. There's a lot of different variations of Buddhism, and Hinduism has a quality of connection to Buddhism. And in Buddhism and in Hinduism, we hear the sound of the universe is the sound of Om. And I wrote this little poem years and years ago. We all come from a womb. We're all heading to a tomb. We all have a mom. We're all afraid of the bomb. And through the middle of all of those words is the sound of the universe, Om. And if we can remember that we want to first be at home, Om, home, centered. So many ways to do that, but they all involve sitting still. Go out and sit under a tree. Go gaze at the birds at the bird feeder for a while. Look at the blossoms in spring in Virginia. I was saying to Tom, I come from the North Country of Ohio, and we don't get a glimmer of spring until May. And here the daffodils are 6 inches out of the ground in January and February. We can sit still on the ground. We can sit still and just gaze. It doesn't have to be anything big and important like I meditate for 3 hours a day. But the Buddhist teacher who stayed at my home had just come from Tibet, and he was learning English, so he wanted to chat. A lot of the Buddhist teachers, they're very quiet. Drupang wanted to chat. He wanted to practice his English. So we took him to the ocean for the first time. He walked at the beach. He'd never seen the ocean. He came from Tibet. And he told us about his practice to prepare to be a teacher. We are all teachers. Nobody in this room knows any more or any less than anybody else in this room. We all elected to come here at this time. It's a really exciting time to be on the planet because we're shifting from one world to a new world. It's really exciting. So Drupang told us about his training. And of course, he went into a monastery when he was 7 years old. Sometimes it's the only way an education can be offered to a child. So they go to a monastery or they go to a nunnery. And so he grew up. He was probably 38 years old at the time that I met him. So he went through all of his training, and then he trained some more. And his most recent training is basically I guess you'd call it like the equivalent of a PhD. In Tibet, a monk goes into seclusion for 3 years, 3 months, and 3 days. They go to a cave, and they sit in the cave. Food is brought to them and left outside. Firewood is brought to them and left. So they meet with their teacher from time to time. But mostly they are there to calibrate at a higher vibrational level. And for 3 years, 3 months, and 3 days, they sleep seated, sitting up in a box. It's a plywood box that's about 18 inches deep, just the height of the sitting body, and you sit. You don't lay down to sleep, to train yourself to raise your vibration and not be needy, I guess. And you eat a very simple diet, and you're learning about the Buddha's teachings so that you can share them. And of course, now that Tibet is under communist control for 60 years, we don't hear about this so much. But Google the situations in the world, and you'll find that Tibet is one of the most long-term countries under domination, and it's bleak. It's bleak. But these teachers are joyful. They are uplifted. They know that we're not our physical body. They know that we're more than that. And so it's all about your vibration. Pull up the Beach Boys. Good, 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 good vibration. You want to put out the good, 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 good vibration. And you can't fake it. That's the whole thing about the training, the mind training. In New Thought, we train ourselves. We have tools so we don't get pulled off base. And we see our connection to every other living thing so that we honor what an amazing gift this is to be here now, to be here right now. So it is kind of hard to sit still with the restlessness, and so we practice Tonglen, and here's how it goes. When we feel that there's something that we would like to see be different, a place in the world, a relationship with a person, a situation with our finances or with our job in some way, our health. What we do with Tonglen is we picture the person who's got the problem. We being the teacher, we being the one who temporarily has more and can support the one who temporarily has less. We open our hearts to compassion and we send out some kind of an energy, some kind of a vibrational gift to the person that we perceive is in need. It can be a motherless child. It can be somebody that we pass on the street who's holding a sign at the intersection, I need help. You know how we tend to want to just I don't want to look at that, I don't want to take that in. But if we just sit in our car at the intersection and we send to the individual a vibration of, may you be at peace, may your heart remain open, may you awaken to the light of your own true nature, and may you be healed. You're sending loving kindness to that individual. And you don't even have to know the words, because the words we are vibrational beings. We connect with one another through our fields of energy. So if we send that good wish out to them, we don't know what's going to happen next for that person. But we have that grace account, that resource. We can send that energy out. And then here's Tonglen, part 2. And it isn't easy, so we practice. And we start wherever we are, and we don't feel like we have to get any place fast. We send out good energy, and then we breathe in their heaviness. We breathe in their suffering. We breathe in their sadness. We breathe in their limitation. We breathe in their lack. See how this is not easy? And you just don't jump in and start doing this. But this is Buddhist training. And this is where we sit with restlessness. I did a practice for 3 years. My teacher had me do a practice for 3 years to release the suffering in my own body before I began to think about the possibility of being supportive to anyone else. But today I want to sense into this year's theme, which is when the going gets rough. So to bring this kind of around, Drupal did all that training in Tibet, but he can't practice in Tibet because it's a communist country. And the government in control basically allows the monasteries to exist because they get tourist dollars from the monasteries. So there are spies in the monasteries, and there is all kinds of control in the monasteries. And so in order to really share the message of the Buddha, which is it's all going to be okay. We just don't know what okay looks like, basically. To share that message, they must escape Tibet. And to escape Tibet, you basically have to go to a camp, underground, clandestine camp, to learn how to leave, how to get out of there, because it's Tibet. You look at it on a map, you look at where it's situated, you look at what's there. So it takes a long time to train, and anybody who is in exile from Tibet has had to escape into India or into Nepal to get out of the country. And you have to do it in the dark of night, you have to do it through the most treacherous wilderness, and then you get into the world as we have it now. So for the last, basically 50 years, we've been privileged to have access to these teachings, which were sequestered for so many centuries, without armies, the Dalai Lama was exiled when he was 15 years of age, and he's lived in exile. He's 80, he's in his late 80s now, and he's lived in exile. He cannot go home again. But this is his home. This is his home. And so we're portable units, and we carry our home with us. So we can definitely send good energy to anyone that we sense could use it, starting with ourselves. And then slowly we can begin to realize that there's a deeper opportunity as a bodhisattva. Bodhisattva is another word for angel. And if we elected to come here at this time and we're in a room of this nature, we've got some guts. We've got some gumption. We've got some ideas that the world could really benefit from. We've got some kind of gift. We've got some sort of talent. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It does not have to be a YouTube. And we do not have to make ourselves invisible. We can simply open our heart wherever we're at and recognize when we fall short, we're human. We're in these vehicles called bodies. But we can always bring ourselves back home again, and we do that by sitting still, even when we're restless. So let's end with a very short meditation, and if you'd like, you can place your feet flat against the floor. And if you'd like, you can relax your shoulders. And if you'd like, you can shut your awnings. Just drop your eyelids. And if you'd like, you can put some focus on your spine. You got one. You got a spine. You have a backbone. And when things get rough, that spine can hold you still for 5 minutes, for 1 minute, for 15 minutes. We don't have to think it's not possible. Even 10 deep breaths enlivens the energy moving up and down our spine. So we're going to close with loving kindness, which is a sister to Tonglen. And loving kindness meditation is called metta, M-E-T-T-A. And we can do it for ourselves anytime. And here's how it goes. May I be at peace. May my heart remain open. May I awaken to the light of my own true nature. May I be healed. May I be a source of healing for all beings. It's a beautiful gift that you give to yourself. It's called being wisely selfish. May I be at peace. May my heart remain open. May I awaken to the light of my own true nature. May I be healed. May I be a source of healing for all beings. We could leave it at that, but there's 4 repetitions of metta. And in the next repetition, we bring to mind, we place into our heart someone that we care for. They don't even have to care for us back, but we care for them. And we make space in our heart, and we send loving kindness to that individual. May you be at peace. May your heart remain open. May you awaken to the light of your own true nature. May you be healed. May you be a source of healing for all beings. It's a gift and we give it. And we don't have to talk about it. We never have to mention it. We can stand next to somebody in our kitchen and we can send them loving kindness. And if we don't remember the words, we can just remember, I'm sending you loving kindness. I know you love potted parsley. I'm imagining that I'm sending you a pot of potted parsley. And we give a gift, an energy gift. We just consider something that would make that individual feel a sense of love. The third round of metta, loving kindness meditation, focuses on a neutral, that person holding the sign at the intersection that says, I need help, homeless. The person taking care of us at the grocery store or in the car beside us, a neutral. We're never going to meet them. We're not going to spend any time with them. They're running down the street past our house. We send loving kindness. May you be at peace. May your heart remain open. May you awaken to the light of your own true nature. May you be healed. May you be a source of healing for all beings. It's a gift. It's an energy gift. We're made of energy. Everybody in this room elected, everybody listening to this information elected to come to the planet at this time. How exciting is that? We're in these pods all over the planet, imagining what it's like to be at peace. The last stanza, repetition of metta, loving kindness meditation, is hard, and you only do it if you feel you can stretch, like yoga, if you can stretch into this position. And eventually, it's possible that you may be able to do that. So the last stanza, we think about a place or a situation or a challenge, something that we, quote unquote, have no control over. We send loving kindness. It can be a political hotspot. It can be a war zone. It can be the house next door where things are melting down and you can tell by the yard and the situation is not looking good. You send metta. May you be at peace. May your heart remain open. May you awaken to the light of your own true nature. May you be healed. May you be a source of healing for all living beings. And I like to include our planet and just imagine that everyone on our planet It's possible to imagine we're energy, we're able to send our energy out, to just imagine that it's possible that our planet be at peace, that every living being on the planet's heart is open, that every living being, from the bugs to the bears to the bats to the babies, all the way up the chain of living beings to the elephant tribe, to the whale tribe, that all living beings be at peace, that all living beings' hearts remain open, and that together we can support one another in being healed and whole, particularly when the going gets rough. You can take a deep breath and just give yourself that gift of a tulip of loving kindness in your own heart, and carry it when the going gets rough. Thank you.
Thank you, Paulette. Thank you, thank you. And thank you, Donna, for your words of wisdom. Oh my gosh, such a lovely time. Wow, could you guys play and talk some more? That would be wonderful. What was that called, Paulette?
Christofori's Dream.
Oh, beautiful. That's beautiful. So now is an opportunity to bless this church, bless this spiritual center. If you'll take your offering in your hand and hold it over your heart if you wish. And those of you at home, do the same. And together, let's pray our prayer of plenty. Together, in the infinity of this moment, all is perfect, whole, and complete. We acknowledge the one presence and one power, expressing through us and Unity Williamsburg Spiritual Center every moment of every day. We open our hearts to the wisdom and intelligence that exists in the universe and in our minds, through which all answers, resources, opportunities, solutions, creativity, and all healing comes. All doubt is released as we trust that our needs are being met in this moment. Divine order is unfolding for our highest good now, and so it is. Amen.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful for all that we have. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful. We are so blessed.
Yes, we are blessed and we are grateful. And we know that whatever we give, we receive. So just imagine the web of life. See, it's all connected on the web of life. All of us, every living thing. So you know that what you're going to give out is going to come back to you. It has to. And it's going to touch everybody else on that web, everyone else, and everything on the web. So know that what you put out, what you give, you will receive. And that is truth. That is truth. And so it is. Amen. Jude has some announcements for us.
Wake up out of my little trance there. It's wonderful. Okay. Next week is Palm Sunday. We'll be having communion that morning. Please join us. And the following Sunday is Easter. And join us for our special service. Before the Easter service, we're having an Easter breakfast. Reverends Ginny and Denise will be serving Easter breakfast that morning as a way to show their appreciation for all of us. And it will be from 8:30 to 10. All right, now let's play the match game. The board opened up a building fund account for projects to maintain our wonderful space. And between now and June 30th, a friend of Unity Williamsburg Spiritual Center will match any funds deposited into the account up to $5,000. Please mark your contributions for that building fund, as it's a separate fund from your monthly tithe. So, for example, I contribute by PayPal, so I make sure I put in the note building fund. And it probably wouldn't hurt to let Bob know if you do that. This month we're also having our food drive. We have bags in the back which have an attached list of suggested foods that maybe you could get on the back table in the fellowship hall. And so bring them in at any time through the end of the month. Check the flyers on the bulletin board about the return of Joshua on Tuesday, April 5th And if you'd like to schedule an appointment with him, see Reverend Denise to do that. We have prayer boxes in the front of the sanctuary, and there's one in the fellowship room. If you would like a prayer, fill out the little request and drop it in there. And one of the prayer chaplains picks it up, and we all pray for it during the week, and then we send it on to Silent Unity for 30 days. And as always, prayer requests are held in confidence by the chaplains. Join us for our potluck fellowship today in the back, right after the service. Today's prayer chaplain is Jane Siegel, who's in the back, and she'll be back in our little angel corner to offer private one-on-one prayer. If you have a prayer request during the week, you can email the chaplains a request at prayerunitywilliamsburg@gmail.com. All one, no space. prayerunitywilliamsburg@gmail.com. Again, all prayer requests are held in confidence. If you're not getting our weekly update and you would like to, you can go to unitywilliamsburg.com, our website, fill out information to be on the email list, and we'd love to stay in touch. Or if you're here for the very first time and you'd like to give us contact information so you can receive our weekly update for events, guest speakers, articles, you can leave your information with one of the reverends or sign up on the website, unitywilliamsburg.com. That's all I have.
That's it?
Okay.
All right. Excellent. Thank you, Ms. Donna, Iona, for being here today. We are so grateful that you're here and so blessed with the message that you shared with us. We are truly grateful that you joined us today. So let us stand and come to the center aisles, and we'll sing our prayer song, peace song, and say the prayer of protection. If you come down a little bit here, yeah, because we got some cameras that we want to. Yeah.
On earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, and we all agree. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. Take each moment and live each moment, peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine. And so it is. Blessed be to all. Have a wonderful week. Share your loving kindness with all that you meet. And if you wish, join us in the fellowship for some good laughs and food, good conversation and good food.